Hello, my friend, the man with the handle on YouTube, Jimbus Maximus, asked me to elucidate regarding the superglue and baking soda method. So I will, and I'll begin with a little anecdote, just for fun, to illustrate the wonder and power of the superglue and baking soda method. Some years ago, I went on a motorcycling holiday with a friend of mine, an old school friend, Ollie. He lives in the south of France, full time, right there on the border with Spain, and he loves to ride bikes. So do I. So he suggested that I come and meet him and that I fly to Spain, to Barcelona, and rent a motorcycle there, and then it'd be a couple of hours ride up to his house, and then we'll hang out there for a day, and then head off with another friend and go on about a week's motorcycling trip. And so I did as suggested. I flew to Barcelona. I picked up this bike from a rental place there, a BMW GS. What was it? It was a GS. Might have been the 850. Really good bike, yeah? Very competent bike. And I'm a competent rider, so I got up to his house and stayed the night. And then the next day, I needed to get something. I can't remember what it was that I wanted to buy for the travels, a sleeping mat or something. So I left his house. He lives up in the mountains. I rode down to the nearest town or city, Perpignan. And I did my shopping, and then on the way back up, it had started to sprinkle with rain. And I lost that bike on a corner. And it was the most graceful. I mean, the BMW is an amazing bike, right? So here I'm going around this corner, and I could feel it going. I could feel the back going out. And I said, oh, this thing's going, right? And I low-sided so gently that I just was left scooching down the road a little ways on my bum, and the bike went a ways off, and right there on that corner there was this little, like a shepherd's hut or something made of stone, and so the bike hit that and it went crack, right? And I basically wrote off the front end of not the front end of the bike, I tell a lie. I wrote off the front fairing of the bike, right? The headlight, the indicators, all that stuff was totally smashed, right? But the bike was fine. It was still rideable. So I got back up there to my friend's house, and I stayed up that whole night with the superglue and baking soda. And I made that bike fully functional. It took ages, and I must have used a lot of superglue and baking soda. So now, here's what I've come up with. For one thing, this is my wife's head torch that I fixed for her yesterday. Okay, so let's just study this and see how it works. It's assembled. Yeah, there is this light. I don't want to pop it off, right? But the light is attached to this chassis here on these two posts in there, right? And this chassis is this simple piece of plastic, right? Kind of rectangular, but it has these, and this is weak, right? And it's snapped down there and up here. And you can imagine this kind of oily plastic, conventional superglue will not stick that together. And epoxy resin won't work either. But I use superglue gel in this instance, which actually I don't think it works as well with the baking soda method, actually. However, it did work well enough to get the thing back together. But of course, what's going to happen when you pop this back in, it's going to break again, probably, right? Sooner, if not in the moment of reassembly, sooner than later, it'll probably break again, I figured. So I also applied this rubber band around here to provide tension inwards, right, against the outwards force that this is applying. And then that obviously would have been able to slide. So I tied it down with more rubber bands, and it's back to functioning 100%, except maybe not quite so comfortable if you've got it on your bare forehead now with the rubber bands. But I was that, you know, of course we should make an actual demonstration on camera. So missed. I was looking for something that was either broken or possibly even something I could break in order to demonstrate. And then I came up with this, yeah? What do you think your chances would be of successfully gluing these together with super glue? I mean, well, let's try. Let's just try that. Please don't pop all over me. Okay. This might take a... Okay. Cute. We made a snowman sculpture after the style of that guy. What was his name? Whatever. Modern arts junk. See if it still smells. It's dry. Okay. Yeah. So that was dry. Oh no. It's actually still a little sticky on my finger there. But I don't think I'm going to repeat that. You get the point, right? It's not a strong union between two ball bearings. Now let's try with a bit of baking soda. We'll see how this works. Okay, so just put a bit of this on here. Put our bowl on. Man, how did I even manage to do that before? Okay, I'll tell you what, we'll do it like this. Okay. Oops, I hit my finger. Oh man. Okay, we're getting messy. Getting messy. Should have put some gloves on for this. Too late now. Let's just go for it. I got in trouble. I was a bad boy though with that motorbike because, you know, I didn't want to curtail the trip, so I didn't tell the rental agency that I'd smashed the bike until I took it back, and they were not happy with me, and that was really evil of me, actually. In hindsight, I should have known better. You know, you could do this neatly. That wasn't even the only time with a motorcycle. Another motorcycle, I snapped the wing mirror, which is on a stalk, right? You imagine cast aluminum stalk about, you know, this diameter. How are you going to fix that? Well, with a bowl of this super glue and baking soda of sufficient size, you could, I don't know, you could fix a car that had been broken in two. You could put it back together again. Possibly not so that the wheels could touch the ground. You might need to get bigger wheels to accommodate. Okay. Anyway, so let's try that now. See? I figure if I smack this hard enough, you know, we can destruction test this now to see how hard the. But obviously, you can imagine you can just keep adding super glue and baking soda. Okay, my hand is starting to hurt. Get a hammer. Little one. So that's hitting the big ball. That's not going to do anything, is it? There we go. Okay. So, you know, it's not infallible. But right now, of course, I can drop super glue in there. I could put that back on and just keep adding more. And also bear in mind, I didn't rough this up. I didn't clean it with isopropyl alcohol. If I'd roughed this up and cleaned it with isopropyl, it probably would have taken that little tap with the hammer. So that's that. But before I go, let me show you something really cool. Where'd I put it? Hang tight. I don't know where I put it. I got this new Milwaukee knife. Thought I brought it in here with me. I must have left it next door. So we won't look at that. Let's look at this instead. I'll show the Milwaukee knife though, for sure. It's the Milwaukee, it's not the duck knife, it's the insulation knife. Gorgeous blade on it. I really like it. This I'm so-so, in terms of like the looks, the profile and everything. But they reissued this. It's an older design, but they reissued it. And I figured, you know, for the Hawkbill collection, I could use it. So, and also it looks like you could mod it, right? Because it's just stainless. Just turn these into liners and put some cool scales in it. And yeah, I mean, awesome cutter for sure. That was cheeky. Okay. Anyway. Baking soda and super glue. I'll make some more MacGyver stuff videos as well. I got more ideas. We've got chewing gum, zip ties, duct tape. Well, that's it. I think that's pretty much it, actually, honestly. That's probably the list. Zip ties, duct tape, chewing gum, super glue, baking soda. You can fix anything. Thanks for watching.